Good afternoon and welcome to my latest Flossmas video. It's New Year's Eve. It's about 5 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and I'm just going to run through my plans for 2026. But first, I'm going to just give you some quick stats for the year. So at the start of the year, I had 50 whips. Over the course of the year, I had 13 new starts, and I finished 14 projects, which leaves me with 49 whips currently at the year end. Of those 14 finishes, 9 of them were starts and finishes this year. And I worked on a total of 38 different projects this year. And I did a total of about 587 hours stitching. I can't say I stitched every day. I did craft every day, but there were some days when all I did was a row of knitting or a little bit of hand sewing. Out of those 587 hours, the project that got the most time is Mistress L's sampler. So far, that's had another 105 hours this year. The next project to get the most time was Ellen Gregory's keepsake box. That was a start and a finish, and that took me about 46 hours of stitching. And the third project that took the most time was Along the James River, Williamsburg bound. That took about 30 hours to finish it off this year. So yeah, quite pleased with those stats. So let's go on to 2026. I've put Mistress L's sampler in front of you. That is going to continue being my focus piece. I am looking forward to getting that finished this year, hopefully within the first half of the year, because as you know, I am on this band here, and then I've not got a huge amount left to do. So hopefully around Easter time, maybe I'll get that one finished. Once I've finished Mistress L's sampler, the next project that will become my focus piece is my next oldest piece, which is September Morning by Jackie Duplessis, which again I have one and a bit of the bag panels to finish, the bottom of the bag box, and then it's onto the smalls. So I think I should easily finish that one this year. I'm also going to double dip with September Morning a bit, because my focus for this year for my stitching overall is to either finish or make significant progress on most of my oldest whips. So in order to do that, I'm going to continue on with Spin the Wheel, in that my 6 oldest projects will get randomly worked on for 2 months at a time. So the projects that are currently on Spin the Wheel are September Morning, CMB 1759 by Forget Me Nots and Stitches, One Moment in Time, another class from Jackie Duplessis, Contented Hours, another Jackie Duplessis class piece, Bathia, which was a class I took with Nicola of Hands Across the Sea Samplers, and Teresa Wenzel's The Guardian, which, as you know, I'm currently is my current spin the wheel piece. So I'll be working on. So I work every time I spin the wheel. I work on a project, so it'll get about 20 hours. Over 2 months. The idea being to get some of these projects away from just being very small starts, which over half of them are, and so that when they become my focus pieces, they get finished a bit quicker. Um, when I when September morning moves up to be a focus piece, then I shall move my next oldest large whip into the spin the wheel rotation. And then I will also be double dipping with those 6 projects because I've decided I'm going to do whip go again this year, and on it I have put my 24 oldest projects. So there are those 6 plus the From the Heart basket from Elegant Stitch. You will have seen this in my recent What I've Been Working On vlog. And this one I really would like to get finished this year. I am very close to finishing the stitching. The finishing, of course, will be another matter. So my hope is when this gets called, I can actually get it finished. Then there is Girls' Night Out by Kathy Barrick when she was Carriage House Samplings. Then The Beekeeper by Plum Street Samplers. Then A Sampler Grows by The Scarlet House. And I may well be able to finish the main piece on this. Whether I can finish the pincushion or not is another matter. Then next is Hannah Coates, 1848, from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. Be nice to get a bit further with Hannah. Then there is An Open Heart by The Drawn Thread. Now, I know I'm at the halfway point on that one, so another 10 hours should see certainly a fair bit of progress on this one as well. Next project is Sampler Coves, Quaker Hussif. I got about a quarter of a way down that one when it came up this year. So again, looking forward to making a bit more progress on this one. Then we have Black Magic by Just Nan. This didn't get worked on this year, so I'm looking forward to making a bit more progress on this one. Then we have Pretty in Pink, which it was another project by Jackie Duplessis, and it was a breast cancer fundraiser for Elegant Stitch. So again, this one didn't get worked on at all this year, so it'll be nice to see it in 2026. The next project I don't actually have a picture of, so you get to see a bit of the actual stitch piece. It's the Remember Me photo album cover by Indigo Rose. I've got over half of it done, so I should be able to make good progress on the front of the book. Next, we have another project that didn't come out at all this year. That is the With Thy Needle and Threads, Birds of a Feather, which was originally a mystery sampler that was released one market. I'm still working on part 1, which is the border, and it's not seen much. It's not really come up ever in my rotation, so it'll be good to get that one a bit further on. Then we have another piece that didn't come up at all this year. That is The Scarlet House, Rachel Howells. So again, I think I'm almost done with the border, so it'll be quite good to get that finished, or the border leaves outlined at least, which I think is where I was at. So it'd be good to make sure that the border all matches up, and then I can start in on more fun stuff. Another whip that didn't come up at all this year was Mary Ann Aldred by Needlework Press. I really enjoy stitching on this one, so it's going to be fun to put some dedicated time into that and make some serious progress on it. This is another project that didn't come up at all this year. It will be really good to see some solid progress on Breath of Spring. I'm about a third of the way through. The next project is the Schoolhouse Samplings, lessons in ABC. I should get pillow 1 finished this time round and hopefully make a start on the second lot of pillows. Then we have Remember Me by Sheepish Designs. I get another project that didn't come up this year, so again it'll be quite good to get some progress in on that. I think I'm getting close to the halfway point on this one. I could be wrong. So again, it'll be nice to take that a bit further. And then we have Toccata number 1 by The Drawn Thread. Again, this project didn't come up this year. I'm about halfway through it, so putting a bit of, try and get it to the 3/4 done stage would be really nice. And finally, we have Anne Grant. I've really only got to start up the top on Anne, so it'll be nice, like I say, to put in a bit of progress. So that's my final Whip Go project for this year. If when September morning becomes a focus piece, if it hasn't been called for Whip Go, then I will sub in my next oldest whip, because there's plenty to add in. So my plan with the Whip Go pieces is to try and give them 10 hours every month, but that might depend how my stitching's going or how busy that month is, because there will be months when 10 hours on my focus piece, 10 hours on my spin the wheel piece, plus 10 hours on both my Whip Go pieces might be a bit of a challenge. So it might have to be 5 hours on the Whip Go pieces for that month, but at least I will see some progress on all of these older whips. And then, because I have it as a whip, I am planning on joining in with the Across the Pond stitch along on the Bees and Birds sewing roll from Stacey Nash. I have just this top section stitched so far. I have a few of the leaves to finish, and then I finish the first section for January. So the plan is to get this finished running along with the following the stitch along guide, and get it finished in June. And so that's one whip off the whip pile. So in January, I will put in 10 hours on Mistress L Sampler, 10 hours on The Guardian, finish my section on the Bees and Birds sewing roll. And the 2 Whip Go picks are CMB and Girls' Nights Out. So I'm hoping to get 10 hours in on both of those. But that could be subject to change depending on how much stitching time I've got. I have got a piece to finish for an exchange for floss friends. And if I've any time left at the end of the month, then I will spend that stitching smalls, but I don't expect to. So that's it for today. I'll see you all later. Bye.